We're back for another exciting episode of The Spicy Life. I am your relationship expert and magnetic matchmaker, Spicy Madi. And on today's episode, I have the lovely, the beautiful B Simone here to join us.
Woo, woo! Hey,
the crowd goes wild for your round of applause. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background on B Simone. She is a stand-up comedian, artist, and CEO of B Simone Beauty, and she is a manifest queen. So she has applied all this manifestation to her career. Now we're going to get into talking about how she's going to apply it to her love life, and we're also going to discuss how to get rid of toxic behaviors that don't serve your love life. So she's going to share how she's done some of this. So today's episode is Goodbye 2020 Toxic Relationships. Hello 2021 Healthy Relationships.
Healthy. All throughout life. Everything needs to be healthy. Mindset, absolutely, lifestyle, and for sure, relationships.
That part. So I'm so happy that I was able to pin you down because I know you are a busy woman and you are in your purpose mate pursuit right now. So I thought that it would be perfect for you to share your story. And I am going to ask you more about that. But first, the way that I open up the show is always having people share when they first fell in love with themselves. What was that moment? What was that moment that you were like, I am in love?
You know what? I feel like I've always been in love with myself, but it kind of went further when I went through my darkest moments. So one of my hardest years, just like everybody else, was 2020. And that's been recently. I've always felt like I've had peace. There's a difference between happiness and peace. Sometimes you can be happy is temporary. Peace is internal. No matter what's going on, you feel peace. And I kind of lost that in 2020. So I had to go back on the journey of finding my peace, which caused me to love myself a lot more, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How did you find your peace?
I had that during my darkest time, like my hardest career-wise, even transitioning, like what I wanted to do and public, humiliation during that time. So that was recent, about a year ago.
A year ago, you feel like this big, like fall in love with self moment happens?
I feel like it grew. Okay. I feel like always I've been in love with myself. I've never been insecure or timid, or I've always been like a light. So whether I understood that it was self-love or not, I feel like thankfully I've had that as a child, all the way up until now.
Journey, something you've been nurturing for
it's been a journey, and I've had that for my whole life, but it grew, and the tribulation that came in my life caused me to have more self-love, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So was there this, are you kind of saying that there was this moment where you somewhat maybe fail, or you fell out of love of self and you had to find your way back to it? Because I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. Even like, I'll go back to, the media. I'm a comedian. I make mistakes. It was a whole thing for a month, like literally forever, of me being canceled and going through all this stuff. And it hurt me because I know who I am, and I build my name and my platform on complete vulnerability, rawness, realness. Pretty much who I am on the internet is who I am in person. Besides like being glam every day, I want to be a bum every day. But I show the moments where I cry, the moments where I'm happy, the moments where I'm financially stable, the moments where I'm not, So when and I don't want to say my followers, but my supporters, because they feel so close to me and they trust me. And for that one moment, I lost their trust because of a public mistake. And that crushed me. Because I'm like, no, like, this is who I am. Right. Like, no, hello. And that causes you to be like, wait, forget what the world has to say about me. People don't know me. People are episodic. They're going to be loving you one day. The next, they're going to hate you. F what the world got to say. What do you think about you?
Right.
What does God think about you? Fuck everybody else. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, I really got to dig deep and know who the fuck I am. And that caused me to propel forward with more self-love. Like you said, like really dig deep and be like, no, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. The media doesn't know me. The world doesn't know me. I fucking love myself. And I'm going to walk in that and get out of this dark, embarrassing place and stand on who I know I am.
Beautiful. And a lot of us have experienced, a fall from grace and didn't know necessarily how to pick ourselves back up. And so when that happens, we get into what I call this current of drifting, or this pattern of drifting where we
Yeah.
fall, and we start to punish ourselves. We start to act out. We start to do other things from pain, from hurt, from frustration.
Ugh.
And we don't pull ourselves back to shore. And, you know, because this current has been pulling us out, and it becomes a pattern of like repeated mistakes, or a pattern of, you know, repeated anger towards self and punishment of self. And it sounds like you kind of were upset with self, but then you cut that off, and then you were like, you know what, forget that. I'm gonna give myself grace and love myself more than anyone else in this moment. And just showing us that, and I feel like demonstrating that is also what, you know, like brought you back. And of course,
brought me back.
The love is authentic. We're gonna love you through all of it.
You
gotta love yourself through it.
For sure.
I'm so happy for you, and I do appreciate your vulnerability, which is why I brought you on The Spicy Life, because you are one of the most like transparent women that I have ever come across, and I've worked with a lot of people. Okay?
My manager would be like, "All right, now, like you almost too transparent. I'm passing gas and burping." She's like, "Jesus, you're on YouTube." I'm like, "Look now, that's the least of your worries. Me passing gas. We need to worry about world peace. You worried about gas." You stop worrying about me burping. You need to be worried about, you know, we need to be worried about other stuff. I'm human. So sometimes I gotta turn it down a notch, but I don't.
Well, if you are open to it, I'm going to ask you to dig even more deeper into the transparency, because I know that there's so many women, men out there that need to hear your process in not just your ability to manifest, but what your first steps have been, what you've been doing in this process to manifesting love in 2021.
Man,
you've been through so many, you have shared with me on very many occasions. And I have your permission to share. So yes, she is my client.
Yes.
She's giving me permission to share.
Permission for sure.
That you've been in multiple situations where you maybe weren't the woman who was chosen, and you were in relationships that didn't serve you. I want you to kind of take us through that memory lane of how you got into those situations, but then how you got yourself out of them. Like, what were your steps in that?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about two things. Some of my journey, 2019 was my lit year. Okay, some people call it the whole year, but I wasn't a ho-ho, but I did what I wanted to do when I want to do it. Okay. So don't think I was just a hoe.
Everybody has that phase.
I had whole moments. It wasn't the whole year, but it was like, you know, I was like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna go into 2019. I'm gonna do what I want, date who I want, when I want. I ain't no strings attached. I'm not gonna let these guys break my heart. I'm gonna just be like, whatever happens, happens. If we fall in love, cool. If we don't, cool. And then I was like, I got to the end of the year. I was like, that is not serving my goal. That is not what I want. As hard as we try to be, because we've been heartbroken and you were just like, whatever, go with the flow. Fuck that. What do you want? Ain't no go with the flow. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to act for what I want. This is how I'm going to manifest what I want. In me, 2019 was not manifesting what I want, because going with the flow is not how you become a wife. I want a husband. I want to be in love. I believe in romance. Girl, you hear people say, oh, men ain't shit. I never say that. Oh, my man is out there somewhere. You might believe men ain't shit, but I believe there's some man out there that is the shit. Like, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I've always been positive about finding love. So January 1st, 2020, I said, God, I'm going to be obedient, because I'm a Christian. I'm spiritual. I'm not really religious, but I was raised Christian and I'm more spiritual. I haven't been to church in years, but my church is in my spirit. My church is in my mind. My church is in my prayer corner every day in my room. So January 1st, 2020, I said, God, I'm going to be obedient. Look, in your word, it says no premarital sex. Don't be giving your body to everybody. You know, this is spiritual connection, whether you're religious or spiritual or not, it just is. When you give your body to somebody, that is the deepest form of intimacy. And I learned that from you, Spicy. So girl,
I'm happy she's listening, y'all. I'm happy she's listening, because I have those clients who don't listen.
She be thinking I don't listen. I do homework. But so January 1st, 2020, I said, God, I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna be celibate. I'm not having fun sex, relationship, situationship sex. The next person I said this, the next person that I sleep with and I give my body to and I'm intimate with, I can't say I'm a promise, I'm gonna wait till marriage. God, I'm not gonna make you no promises I can't commit to.
Right.
Okay, now I'm
that part
still. But I can wait until you send me him, whoever he is. I know the guys from 2019, so-and-so, we just kicking it. He ain't husband material. He don't want to commit, and I still gave my time to them. That's stupid. When you know that does not serve your ultimate goal. My ultimate goal was to be married. So God, until you put my husband in front of me, I'm going to be abstinent. I'm not giving my body to anybody, and I'm going to sit still. And that's exactly what I've done.
And so talk to me about, though, because oftentimes women and a lot who come to me, similar in your situation, they have manifested everything they want in their life outside of love. Like there's this belief that if they work hard, if they focus on the goal, that they will achieve it. And then they do, right? They become rich, famous, all of the above.
Just like me. Like girl, I done did this, did that. Still single, 9 years. Fuck.
We're switching it though. It's changing. It's changing.
Yeah, it's changing.
We're about to flip it so quick. The world is going to be like, whoa, because I see you growing every single day. Man. I see the work that you're doing and within your personal journey. But I think that a lot of people are waiting for that aha moment. And it's why when I'm talking to someone, I will take them through a series of questions where I'm asking them where they are in their life, because sometimes you have to get to a place where you're so broken and you're so hurt that you won't move. You won't leave the situation. You won't do anything differently. Talk to me about when you were in these situationships, how it was making you feel. Talk to me about the emotional toll that it took on you.
Gosh. You know what? It's just like, because I'm drinking wine right now. Let's compare it to alcohol. Okay? But don't play. Got the alkaline right here. Life is all about balance.
Life is about balance. I feel you.
And drink a sip. Look, let's compare it to alcohol.
Okay.
We know I drink occasionally. I love my wine. I wind down. Sometimes I go out with my girls. I have shots. But you know, as fun as that is, as lit as drinking is, as you know, in the moment, it feels amazing. But the coming down, when that partying is over, when all that's over, it's the hangover, the throw up, the nausea, the hold my hair. You know, if you drink too much, it can go there, right?
Yep.
So it's just like that in these situationships that don't serve you. In the moment, it's the lifestyle. We good. We having fun. I used to be around, date, hang out with guys of stature, guys in the industry, guys. Okay, I would be okay with knowing he ain't gonna commit to me, but he's holding my hand tonight. It's 15 other girls in this section. I'm pretty sure he's been intimate and will continue to be intimate with at least half of us. But it's okay because tonight I'm the one. So we gonna kick it tonight. We gonna have fun, and after that, that's it. There's no substance. The downer, you're still alone.
Yep.
You still haven't found your husband. Yep. He's still not committing to you.
Nope.
Communication is horrible. He only hits you up when it's time to have fun.
Right.
You know, and I'm not saying every situationship I was in was like that, but I've been in numerous like that. And I've been in some where it's just like, okay, he's just not going to commit. He's not a horrible guy. He's not horrible. He's not horrible. But he's straight up told me, I don't want a girlfriend. Okay, damn, like you can't give all your time to me. You don't even want a relationship, but that's, you know, why am I even kicking it with somebody who doesn't serve my long-term goal? I think we just live in the moment and we're not thinking long-term. And that's what a lot of things, our business, our money, our relationships, think of your long-term goal. I realize if my ultimate goal is to be married and have a husband, I can't give my time to anybody that is not possibly husband material.
I just feel like such a proud. You make me cry talking to you. You're so wise. You're so wise.
And you're teaching me so much, y'all. Let me tell you, I've been on this like awakening journey a long time, years, but like the past year, 2020 set everybody the fuck down. I'm not the only one that's been through. You either came out stronger or came out like you didn't do what you had to do. Right. That was time for spiritual growth, mental growth, financial growth, and figuring shit out. And I feel like I'm so different than I was even 12 months ago, 10 months ago. Like I'm growing every day and learning. And you have to learn about what you want. If I want a husband and be in a healthy relationship, I'm learning from the best. Spicy Money.
Thank you. Thank you. And you really are. I mean, you take notes. When I tell you that you couldn't ask for a better client, you guys, and I do feel like she is even a friend to me now, because our bonds and the intimacy that we've built on an emotional level is so strong. Like,
love you.
I trust you and I trust your judgment. And I appreciate the fact that you trust me through your process.
Woo,
and you turn to me, lean on me when it comes to some of the decision making, because you know that, look, there's 30 years of like reprogramming to do. And sometimes you may not trust every single decision because you're like, I do have a pattern of doing this. Let me turn to you really quick and just make sure that this is the choice that maybe serves me from a behavioral standpoint. And the fact that you entrust me with that, I love you for that, because you're going through the process of realizing that we have experts for everything else we need in our life. You happen to need one when it came to your romantic life, right?
Everything else. I had a lawyer, expert for law, because I don't know about law. I got a financial advisor because I ain't never had $1 million. I don't know what to do with it. I got a manager because I'm not but you don't have a business relationship coach or even a therapist. You guys, the emotional part and spiritual part is important too.
Love it. And you've been doing such a great job walking, I think, in your purpose and letting people see what a purpose-driven mindset is, right? Because part of what my goal with you is to help you become the most powerful version of yourself, the most purposeful version of yourself, so that we can attract your purpose mate, so that you can identify that, so that you can recognize that, so that you can raise your vibration and become more even magnetic to make different choices in your love life. And I see it unfolding in the way that you speak to women every day on Clubhouse, on social, to your family, to your friends, the way that you carry conversations. I see your power growing day by day. And I'm like so excited for what the future holds for you, because you really took your life by the balls. Like, you were like, nope, there's not an area in my life that I'm not going to manifest. And it doesn't make sense when we compartmentalize it and we're like, well, I can only manifest in this area of my life. I can't in the other. So then we let the other die. We let the other just go by the wayside. And we don't nourish it. We don't feed it. And then that dream dies with it. And so I think you're setting such a great example in what you're doing.
Thank you.
For, the community, and when it comes to, some of the people who do want love, but are afraid to admit it. Some of the women who are in, poor relationships, but are afraid to admit it. Some of the women, when it comes to their dreams, when I hear women talking about how you've helped them and their ability to manifest their goals for their own businesses. I'm like, yes.
You realize it's part of your purpose. So you almost feel like you're letting your supporters and other women and even God down when you don't do the work. It's like, I have to do the work. I have to heal. I have to go through this process so I can share this with the world and let other people know how to do it. That's how it was with my career. Like, you have to do the work. Part of my purpose was, making people laugh, being funny, okay. Your purpose changes as you grow, as you go through these phases. My purpose is about to look, ladies, we can have love too. Like, we can be happy too. Every man ain't shit. There's a man out there that is beautiful man for you.
And so I think what has even happened with the manifestation process is that people understand and they have a clear picture that they have to do the work when it comes to manifesting their dreams for their business goals. When it comes to their dreams, though, for their personal or relationship goals, they don't want to do any work. They don't want to show up on a daily basis, doing the hard stuff, answering the hard questions about themselves, doing the, reflective and introspective work that is required. And then the application when it comes to on the outside world, like interacting with people. You are literally applying every single thing that I say. I'm like, okay, have this conversation with him. You're like, done. I'm like, make sure he does this. Done. Like, you report back to him. I'm like, yes.
Because y'all, she helping me with the guy I'm talking to now. I'm like, okay, I like him, and I'll be like, hold on, what do I do? How do I move? Because I've been moving like this for so many years and that wasn't working. So let me try to move healthy and not toxic. So
talk to me then about, because this is all about how to, because a lot of people lose trust for themselves, right? When they've made bad decisions. How did you know that I'm not going to be, or this is not a toxic situation in this new person who's come into your life? How did you know that he wasn't like the others? What were the signs that you recognized?
Well, the guy I'm talking to now, I mean, we're not that serious. But you know, he's a sweetheart. But he was just instantly different. It was an instant feeling. It was an instant like, okay, let me put it like this. This guy I'm talking to makes me think about every single guy in my past and be like, I had no self-love. I didn't care about myself. What the fuck was I thinking? Why was I even dating them? I was foolish. I was young, dumb, and stupid. Like, he makes me realize how a woman should be treated. You know, he courts me every time I see him, come to him, or we connect. He rolls out the red carpet, not literally, but he treats me like a queen, you know, and if you don't feel like that, even in the dating phases, you guys, you don't have to feel like that when it's your husband. You don't have to feel like that when it's your boyfriend. If you're going out on a date with somebody, they need to respect you, value you, and you have to be on the same frequency from that first date. Yep. If not, he shouldn't get a second. You know, he treats me right.
Okay, so let's elaborate on that, because I always tell people, give him at least 3 chances for a date. I always say, like, give a man a chance 3 times, because he may not be showing up his best. He may be nervous. You may be nervous. You guys may not have certain things that you connect with to talk about.
I have a question. So and I want you to elaborate. I'm going to ask a question. On a respect level, though?
Like, if you don't respect him?
Or if he's not, like, first date, he's not respectful. He's not, not respectful, but like
not blatant signs, not blatant signs of incompatibility. What I'm talking about is like a lot of
what I'm saying.
That's why I have to be careful, right? Because there are women who are dating right now that have self-sabotaging behaviors that sometimes don't think that they're worthy of what they're receiving, or in situations where they have a wall up and they cut off every single guy that it tries to be nice, and then they're like, oh, he was too nice for me. Like, I want to be careful about the information that I give, like, these type of women, because when someone does come along and it may not be passion, right? Because they're looking for like this, like, oh my God, I felt tingles. He got me wet. And he was like Mr. Casanova.
Right,
like,
you might not feel that with the first
you might not feel that. And that's why I'm always like, okay, let's aim for a second or third date. Let's just not cut him off. Now, if based on what you're saying, though, because I want them to understand frequency.
The difference. Okay.
What you were talking
about. Toxic and respect. And just, if he is triggering all the past fuckboys, correct. You know that part. You should know that. You know.
So if he's not a vibrational match for you guys, and that's what, because, she's been working with me, so she talks very high level. What B Simone is talking about is if he's not a vibrational match. So what that means is if he's not equally yoked with you, if you guys aren't able to have a conversation and you're open and vulnerable and transparent, but he's not able to share with you his values, if he's not sharing with you personal stories of his experiences, if he's showing up and he's making you feel bad about yourself, is what she's referring to. If he's bringing your vibration down and making you second guess yourself, your decision making, and like she said, bringing up emotions that are negative from past experiences for you, that is when, that bell does have to go off, and you have to use discernment in those moments and really say to yourself, like, do I really want this man, or do I just want somebody? And if you just want somebody, no, you don't need to be going on a second or third date with this person if he makes you feel bad about yourself day one. So that's what I think she's speaking to, because I have different episodes out there, and they're gonna be like, Spicy, you said give him.
You said, okay, now be specific. And I feel like this is another spicy session with just us two. I don't even feel like we're on a podcast. I'm like, okay, teach me some more.
You like to be very clear, because we cut people off so easily. And I want people to be stronger and identify who they should be cutting off and who they shouldn't. Because oftentimes, we have this wall up and we want to cut everyone off. And then other times we let too many people in. So you really have to gauge, what kind of person are you? Are you a pleaser, or are you someone who has your wall up and doesn't let anybody in? Because we kind of need both of those personality types need to meet in the middle. And start to really make, healthy choices for themselves. And that what this episode is all about is like making healthy choices in 2021 when it comes to your love life. And what, B was saying in her experiences is that she had been through so many situationships and toxic relationships that she instantly was like, oh, this feels different. This doesn't look like the reoccurring situation. I don't have this, brick in my stomach when I'm with him and have to question what, he's doing or who he's with, or if these other 15 women are here for him. Like, there are certain things that I think that because you did the internal work first, you were able to recognize when he came. It wasn't just, you know, this guy who you're talking to showed up and you were like, oh, swooped off of your feet. You had to do your self work first. And I think a lot of people skip that part, and they have a toxic past, and they're just like, oh, someone's going to come and rescue me, and he's going to change my mind about men, and he's going to change my mind about the world. And if you're looking for someone to do that type of heavy lifting, that's a lot that they got to do and a lot that they got to unpack.
Was it you that said this, Spicy? I don't know if it was on Clubhouse, or I remember this statement, like, at least all of us have trauma. All of us have past toxic stuff. All of us have, but at least if you go from 100 being toxic to a 60. That's exactly. To 75. Was that you?
You do listen. I love it. Yes. I was saying that, like, if we can work on at least like 60% of our
reducing
own,
the toxicity.
Yeah, like if we can work on, you know, because we're not going to be able to solve all of it. None of us are going to be 100% whole and perfect by the time our partner comes, because some of the healing work is done in your love and in your relationship.
Even when they come, you're always going to grow.
Continuous healing, continuous evolving, continuous work that's going to be done. But if they're coming to the table and they've been working on their self, and you're looking for them to just pour into you and heal all of your things, what I'm asking for you guys is to start in that process of your own personal healing through, you know, the self-love journey of, you know, therapy, you know, reading material, podcasts, the way that you know, treat yourself and the way that you treat others, changing your belief system, your affirmations. I know you love to journal, B. So like all of these things, you know, help in your process. But like what my point was is that, and what, you know, B, you know, articulated so well in her memory was that if you can do majority of the work, just like 60%, 70%, I really would love if you could do 70% of the work, so that all he has to unpack is like that 30%, you know, there's like, because none of us are going to be perfect. None of us are going to be full and 100%, you know, well at the time they come. But however much you can do is a great start, because guess what? He's got shit to unpack too. Yeah. So instead of it being like 100% of work that he has to do plus his, you know, 100% of work that you guys have to do, like if we could just make it like 30% for you and 30% for him, now there's only 60% that you guys got to like work on.
Total instead of 200.
Right, that part. So it's like, I know we're getting, you know, mathematical over here, but I hope you guys
I'm glad these are easy numbers because I ain't good at math.
Me either. I'm like, I got my husband for that. So it's all about balance. So when it comes to the self-work, you know, a lot of people don't know, you know, where to start. I want to know, and have you share where you started in that journey? Because a lot of people are trying to hit the ground running in 2021 and dating, and and they're not ready for that. Some of them really.
Oh, that's the quote for B Simone Beauty: "Hit the ground running."
Oh, perfect! Look,
hit the ground running.
We'll talk about your makeup in just a second.
Yeah,
because they need, you know, they need this makeup in order to go on these, you know, hot dates.
Period.
But prior to that, I want to make sure that they are doing the self-work so they can have the best time of their lives on this date. So talk to me about some of the things that you did when it came to, you know, falling back in love with yourself. What are some of the things?
And doing the self-work, like I said, you focus on the end goal. You know that this feeling, whatever you're feeling, whether it's a trial, a tribulation, a dark time, this doesn't feel right. Right? This, like you said, people can either go the opposite way and drink and go out and do things that take their mind off of, you know, hang out with their friends, just kicking it, doing stuff that is taking their mind off of the problem and just wasting time, wasting their life, sleeping in, all that stuff. It feels cool. It's fun, but it's not serving your goal. My goal was to have a successful business, to have love, to have a family, to be, I mean, imagining myself in my mansion, walking around naked.
Yes.
Like, I have to get out of this dark place. There's no other option. This is not gonna help me get to my goal and my purpose. So I started with the basics and I figured out what worked for me, what didn't. I had journaling, affirmations. I love those two things. Yeah. I tried meditation, talking to me on YouTube. I didn't love that as much. Took that out the equation. I loved the TM technique. I found actually a guy that teaches the TM technique of meditation. Google it. You can look up the TM technique. You do it twice a day, 20 minutes at one time, 20 minutes at another time. I started meditating. That helped me tremendously. I saw a change. The things that helps me and I loved, I kept those things. But start off with little things, journaling, even something as simple as keeping a book on you and writing down your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I was having like mood swings. Like literally I would be happy, excited, and something, I would get stressed, or I'd be like, okay, I don't like this feeling. I'm not going to accept it. Let's figure out how to fix it. Why am I feeling this way? What just triggered me? Why was that a trigger? Write stuff down and think about it and process it. I feel like the little things you can start with to help you. And I always say, I want to read books. I ain't read a book in years, right? So a goal this year was like, okay, I can read a book a month. I can read 12 books this year. People read books in a week. People read books in a day.
Yeah. I've done it. It's possible.
So I'm like, okay, I can start reading books. Try new things, and what works for you might not work for me. But if you love it, if you feel at peace, if it helps you get through your day, even little things as far as making my bed in the morning. I saw a post that said successful people make their bed every day. And I Googled it and I looked up the statistics. I looked up the facts. I looked up millionaires, billionaires, successful people make their bed. Why? Because it's the first act of completion that you start throughout your day, and it makes you want to complete other tasks. So something as simple as making your bed can make you more productive throughout the day. So start off with the small, little, simple things, cleaning up house, literally and figuratively, and see what works for you. If it works for you and changes your mood and changes your frequency and vibration, keep doing that. Things aren't going to change overnight, but the things that make you feel good and feel at peace, keep those things in your life and you will see a change in your life.
I also think it's beautiful that you, like, not only have you created structure around the things that serve you, but you've even shared with me that you have like your own personal, like prayer corner that you go into that's separate from everyone else, because there's so many people pulling at you. And for those, you know, women and men that have children or, you know, loved ones who they have maybe have to share their space with, sometimes, you know, our partners or our family can be distractions. So I love the fact that like you shared with me that you have your prayer corner. You try to turn your phone off and just like, you know, separate yourself from the world for just a little bit. I thought that was so healthy, because we really can get wrapped up in like what's going on with everyone else instead of feeding our spirit, because when we feed our spirit, we're able to pour into others. And so having to recharge and you understanding that about yourself, I'm sure you didn't know that from day one, but like it was a process even for you to learn like that worked for you and what steps you needed in order to feel like refreshed that day and, you know, revived in order to like go and hit the ground running.
And like my friend Megan always says, be gentle with yourself. I have 28, 29 years of not doing these habits. So if one day I miss devotion, if one day I miss prayer, if I'm having a bad moment, I don't allow myself to have bad days. The whole day ain't gonna be fucked up. Now, we done had a bad moment. Let's figure out how to get out of this. But if you have a bad moment, if you miss your effort, cool. Do it right then and there if you missed it. If you don't have time to do it then and there, start again tomorrow. We have years of these horrible habits that don't feed our mental and our health and our spirit. We're trying to start now. So be gentle with yourself. It's okay. Maybe this year, I might not read 12 books, but if I read 4, guess what? That's 4 more books than I read in the past 5 years. So be gentle with yourself. And as long as you're taking steps forward, that's fine. It doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. If you're going forward, you're going forward. There's no time limit on progress.
And you went a step above and even like, you know, reaching out to me and getting help. Like when you tell me that you have these goals, I'm holding you accountable to that.
For sure. Spicy stays on me.
And you're like, I'm on chapter 1 of the book I said I was going to be reading. I'm like, okay.
And I was like, I got a few more days before our next session. I'm going to have a reading day tomorrow.
But I love that because you know what you have to do. Sometimes, you know, we do get distracted and we do have excuses. But like we have to, you know, hold ourselves accountable. And it really is discipline. And that's one of the things that we don't want, especially when it comes to love. So you're going to share a little bit with me about how you cut everyone off, because oftentimes what happens is exes or, you know, the boy who dicked us down good or, you know, the guy like temptation walks in and they reach back out. How did you create this boundary so that you would only let good men in?
I think a lot of my daily routine helped that.
Okay.
When I changed my mindset, it was easier for me to say no. I did my affirmations to the day. I said, when I manifest, y'all, I said this to you. I said this to, I was like, I imagined myself in like a Tyler Perry play. When I was in that hotel, I called you. I was like, I did it. I imagined myself with my husband, with my baby on my hip. I'm imagining that. And guess what? It ain't you, sir. Texting me at 2 a.m. Like, I know that ain't you in that mansion I'm imagining. You know, so once I started doing the self-work, it was easier for me to say no because I had fed my body and my mind and my spirit with all of my goals and my affirmations. And I did my prayer and I did my devotion. I did my meditation. When that nigga called me, excuse my language, when that boy called me and came up in my life, I just did my meditation. I did my affirmations. You don't serve anything that I even did for myself today. So it's easier to do that when you're showing yourself that self-love, and the guys from your past, ladies, they're always going to come back. Still to this day, guys I cut off in 2019. You dating, you cool, you talking to somebody. I'm single as hell. And guess what? You ain't going to be my man. I'm dating, I'm talking to somebody, but I ain't going back to that.
Thank you.
It's pointless. So I think once you start healing, doing the self-work, it's so much easier to have your blinders on, because you have set in your mind, in your spirit, this is what the fuck I want.
Yep.
Anything, anybody, any man, any relationship, any business venture, contract that comes in and doesn't serve that, it's easy to say no because I already have my mind made up, and you're not a part of that.
And I think too, you doing all of this self-work helped you with what the word is, alignment, you guys.
Alignment.
She is talking about alignment. She's able to see with a clear picture. They are not in alignment with her vision board. They are not in alignment with her relationship goals. They are not in alignment. The way that they speak to you, the way that they treat you, the way that they make you feel emotionally, the way that...
On my vision board, I got 12 kids, and you don't want no more kids, sir. I got a whole little daycare running around, and you already told me you don't want no more kids. You are not my husband. On to the next. We don't align.
But, you know, I always, you know, have sympathy and empathize with women, because I have been there, that are like, well, he doesn't have this to offer and he doesn't want this. And so they will still compromise, knowing that he doesn't want a commitment, knowing he doesn't believe in marriage, or knowing that he doesn't want children, or knowing that he can't afford the lifestyle that they want. And let me be very specific about that though, because I get this question often. You really do have to prioritize, one, what your needs are, right? So if a man,
not your wants, your needs,
not your wants, but your needs, if he can come along and he is willing to provide, he may not be able to provide like to the dollar amount in your head that you said, but he is willing to provide everything that he has, you know, and take care of you and the family. I say give that man a freaking chance, because not everybody, I'm sorry, not all y'all gonna be with rich men.
And willing to grow. And willing to grow. If there's room for growth and you see potential in that man, like, and that's what I'm bringing up. I got so much backlash.
Go ahead.
I don't want to date a guy with a 9-to-5, but I want to date an entrepreneur. Look, I done talked about this in every interview since I made that statement.
Go ahead.
Okay. Y'all don't understand. It was one little statement. My thing is mindset. Somebody with the same lifestyle, somebody with the same vision, alignment. Guess what? It had nothing to do with money, because there's 9-to-5 people that, first of all, I had a 9-to-5 less than 2 years ago. Let's just start there. But there's 9-to-5 people that are millionaires, that work for companies, that are the head of a company, that have 9-to-5s, that work at an office, whatever you do. And guess what? Entrepreneurs, we the most unstable, up and down people in the world. It ain't got nothing to do with money.
Facts.
1 month you can have a $10,000 month. The next year you can have $100 month, depending on your sales. So entrepreneurship in 9-to-5 has nothing to do with money. It's lifestyle. Just like you said, if he has a 9-to-5 right now, great. As long as you have bigger vision, lifestyle, you would want to travel with me. You would want to do this. You would want to do that. Move around, you know? So that's more, I should have said somebody with my lifestyle. Yeah. Whether you have a 9-to-5 or not, as long as you have my lifestyle, my hustle, my drive, then you're fine.
I apologize. I'm so sorry that you received backlash on that. I mean, it's to each person's own interpretation. And, you know, if, and we do, you know, people will take things extremely literal and, you know, take things even out of context.
Yeah.
even if I were not knowing you, just hearing that, I may have been like, because my husband works for a major corporation in a
Yep.
high level executive position,
Yep.
but it's his stability and the security that he's able to provide that lets my entrepreneurship ass flourish. So he
Yep.
takes his skill set and he comes and works, half of his time with me and helps build the Spicy Life. But
Yep.
he is someone who is in more of a traditional role, but he can do that and help me and serve my purpose in my life because he is walking in his purpose. And if he wasn't
still
walking in his
serves your
purpose,
lifestyle.
right, he still serves it. But if he wasn't,
So that's why I was like, I should have just said somebody with my lifestyle. I shouldn't have compared 9 to 5 to entrepreneur. As long as you have my lifestyle, we good. Whatever you do, sir. If you work at McDonald's, if you call me. If you work at McDonald's, but you sell t-shirts out the trunk, you an entrepreneur, sir. If you work at McDonald's and you working on your mixtape, you are an entrepreneur. You don't even know it. Okay. You're doing multiple things.
I think the question though that we have to ask ourselves though is this person driven? Will they support my purpose? Are they purpose driven? And do they have hopes for more? And if you are someone who has hopes for more, then your partner does need to support that. Like they do need to support your bigger dreams. They don't even need to maybe even sometimes expand on theirs because some of their purpose may be to serve your purpose.
Yep.
It can't be two major entrepreneurs all the time. Like that does couples, but that's not every single couple. So you really have to find out like what's right for you. And I think that you were clear about what's right for you. People just didn't understand it, that you are entitled to what you believe that you need. And based on your lifestyle, that is what served you. And I think that we all have it in our mind, what we think that we want, but not necessarily what we need. And we have to become very clear once again about what we need. So moving forward in 2021, I want you guys to really evaluate and assess what you need when it comes to partnership, when it comes to, how he not only shows up for you, but also how he treats you. And if there is an ambitious mindset to him, and you are someone who already has an abundant mindset, is he willing to allow you to maybe lead in that area? Is he willing to allow, you to flourish, and will he support that? Because that comes with partnership. And so it may not always look like him being the heavy hitter. Sometimes as women, especially as fast as we're growing in our success, we become the heavy hitters. And he loves you to your rooter to your tutor. I'm gonna say go with that. I'm gonna say allow that love to come in. But I want to get back to the toxic versus healthy relationship. I want to be very clear on what toxic relationships are. It's when you are in a relationship with someone who is neglectful, someone who is causing you hurt continuously, someone who gaslights you, has poor communication, who doesn't have love of themselves, therefore they cannot love you. You need to assess whether you are with a man who doesn't love himself, if you're with a man who doesn't value women. And I will say the same vice versa, because I always have, my male listenership, and they're like, what about us? It's not just us. You're with
I'm listening to you.
Love herself. It's the same thing. I'm gonna use, both genders on the spectrum. But when you are in that situation and the person doesn't allow you to grow, when the person wants to stunt you, when you are feeling emotions of continuous jealousy, insecurity, and that person is doing things to ignite those and not trying to let you be at peace. Because one thing you mentioned earlier, was peace. You wanted peace. Talk to me about what a healthy relationship then looks like for you. I gave some things about how y'all can know if you're in a toxic relationship. I want you to know what healthy relationships look like. Talk to me about that.
I think healthy relationships is communication, healthy communication, learning how to communicate, learning how to, like you told me, show up for your partner.
Yeah.
In a healthy way. I don't think sometimes we don't even know the difference. Well, I told him. Well, yeah, you told him, but you also called him a bitch ass man, and and it's like, yeah, well, I told him what I wanted. Yeah, and you also degraded him the whole time. Like, so healthy communication, showing up for your partner, respecting each other, and like we said, committing. When in my, like we talked about this on Clubhouse, the definition of commitment, honesty. If I agree to something, then I need to fucking do it.
Yeah.
If I say you are my boyfriend and I am your girlfriend and we agree to that, then that's what the fuck we running with until one of us say, I want to remove myself from this situation.
Yeah.
But you said it. I didn't say it. We both said it. So when you make a commitment and say you're going to do something, whether it's saying you're going to do something, saying you're in this relationship all in, whatever that looks like, whatever the situation is for commitment in that moment, stick to that. Yeah. That has to do with honesty and respect. So I think those are a few of my top things.
I love that. And I think even not everybody was on our Clubhouse conversation yesterday, so I'm going to reiterate this part. What I'm seeing now with a lot of women who have experienced relationships where they didn't get what they want, they have given up. And they're like, I'm just going to settle for whatever he'll give me just so that I can have him, so that I can have the companionship. And so I kind of want you to share, like, what stopped you from settling? Because a lot of women are saying, like, well, I'm just being an open relationship, or I'm gonna just be swinging. Like, he don't have to commit. Like, what stopped you from going like that extreme route versus the extreme route of like abstinence and I'm gonna hold out for him, right? Because it's like two different ends. You could have gone left, you could have gone right.
Definitely abstinence and sitting down until the one comes. I think it started with a belief. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I believe in love. I believe in romance. I do not believe in what society makes us think it's okay and what I see on Instagram. And I don't believe in cheating. I don't believe in infidelity. That is what I believe. And I believe it is out there. I believe it is in the world. So my beliefs, I think women start to believe, oh, it's okay. He still loves you. Oh, it's okay. I don't believe that. And I'm not going to allow myself to go there. So I think it started with my beliefs. I don't believe that. So if I really don't believe that, then of course I'm not going to settle, because I truly believe in it, manifesting that it's out there.
Yep.
So it started with my belief. Like, I just don't believe that it's not out there. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I believe in true love. I'm not saying love's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's not going to be work, but I believe there is somebody out there. And once you're ready, even with me changing and being celibate last year, I attracted different type of men. I just attracted different type of men naturally.
Do you encourage the celibate journey? Because this is something that I get a lot of questions around. Women who are putting their foot down and they're like, I'm just not going to have sex. Like, I'm going to just hold out. Do you encourage that as a choice in order to become clear in your discernment of men? Or do you feel like we're kind of using that now as like a wall and weapon in order to not have to choose?
Not if you're really doing the self-work. Okay. I think it helps you clear your mind. I think it helps you focus. I think it helps you have this goal. I think it helps you when you're doing the work. Girls, I'm still going to be celibate. Well, you're still toxic. So you might as well be out here having sex with whoever you want to have sex with.
That part.
Hell nah, niggas ain't shit. But men ain't shit. And I'm still I ain't giving it to none of y'all, because none of y'all is shit. And I'm going to be celibate. That ain't what I'm saying.
Good. Thank you for being clear about that.
I'm going to be celibate because I believe there is a man out there for me. I believe that I need to do the self-work and fix myself and stop giving my body and my spirit and my mind and my time to all these men that don't serve me. So let me cut off the sexual, and it helps you cut off the mental connection.
Correct.
Wanting these men that are just not for you, and putting yourself in that position for temporary satisfaction, because that's all it is. Temporary satisfaction. In that moment, you done had the good fun, you whatever, and now you alone and still looking for your husband. That don't make sense to me.
Yep.
So yes, I think it is very healthy if you back that up with doing the self-work and moving towards the goal. You can't just say, oh, I ain't having sex, because no. Now, all right, we're celibate, but let's back it up with doing the self-work.
And women will ask me all the time when they come in situations where they're being celibate, so how long should I stay on this celibate journey? I'm like, well, I didn't make that choice for you. And I don't know if you're doing it so that you can, attract your purpose mate, because this is what you
until he comes.
You need to do. Why are we now compromising it? Because Mr. Fine came over here and is like
until you reach your goal.
Yeah.
Until you get that feeling. Until you're gonna know when you're doing the self-work. I'm telling you, a lot of things just, you feel it, it, it just comes. It's the spiritual thing, whatever you believe in, your higher power, the universe, Buddha, Christian, whatever it is. But you're going to have that feeling, and you're just going to know,
Yep.
this ain't the one, this ain't the time. Your mind is cleared of all the bullshit, and you can differentiate your mind and your heart.
Yes. And I think like that's another form of detoxing, because on an older episode, I had Mario, the singer, on here, and he was sharing how he does this detox too, that he will do celibacy because he realizes the power that sex has from like emotional, energetic standpoint. And he was saying sometimes he'll go through it just to get his power back, just to you know, recharge.
That's good
and get
for a
back
man
out there.
to hear
And
that
I was
from a
like,
man.
yes, because really men give so much of their power away when they're using sex to cope or to fill some voids, or to, and it becomes unclear, you know, what even their purpose is when they focus so much on, you know, these instant gratification opportunities. And us as women do the same thing, except for we get very emotionally attached.
You don't even like him. You like his ass.
Thank you.
You can't stand that man in a regular conversation because he's talking about gibberish, but you just want his booty.
And I know it's hard. I know it, ladies, it's so hard for us not to give into temptation, but I don't encourage the celibacy to make him desire you more, or to play
foolish.
Him wanting more. Oh, this is what's going to make him commit. That is not why I encourage that. I encourage, even through my program, the celibacy for 90 days when you're with me, because of the power that from a chemical reaction to a, you know, mental and physical reaction that our body has when it comes to sex. You need to have clarity for yourself. If he
clarity, that's what it is. It brings clarity.
How he shows up, it allows you to actually give more time to unfolding the relationship and going through that journey with him, and seeing if he really is someone who is credible and reliable, right? The words that he says and the actions that he takes. Does he show up this way? And when we get sex involved, we now have certain expectations. We we have certain demands that
I gave you my body. Well, he already said he don't fuck with you.
He already said he don't want
to you should have gave it to him.
He didn't change his mind. You wanted to do the grown up, and you did the grown up, and now you're mad about the grown up.
Now you're mad.
And if you have
already knew he wasn't
history about doing the grown up, and it makes you feel a certain type of way, then you know moving forward it's gonna be like that for you as well. It's not about like
it's not gonna change.
Now I can handle it. No, you have a past history of this, and people don't want to even look at their past history of how they reacted. So I love that you encourage that, and you did that for yourself. Everybody's journey looks different, but if your spirit is calling you to do that, to detox, maybe you've gone through a whole phase, maybe not, and you just know you need that because it leads you astray, then you do that for yourself. You don't do that for no one else but for yourself. So I know that's a hard thing, but I mean, you did it, and I'm proud of you for it, but also realizing that like at a point that was something that you needed. Like that was just an additional thing. That wasn't the only thing you did. That was an additional step that you took. And so 2021 is going to be your year. Now, I want you to talk about how you know that you're about to have the love of your life come in this year. What are the signs that are happening? What are the things that you, like Mrs. Queen Manifester, you know that you are making room for this man and he's about to come? Talk to me about how you know without a doubt.
One little thing, I feel like I talk about this with my friend Bree all the time. We talked about it. I made a list. All the things I wanted in a man. He gotta be tall, dark, chocolate, pretty smile. If he got kids, he gotta want more. Hopefully he ain't got no kids, but if he does, it's not a deal breaker. He gotta be all these things. I put business owner. I said wealthy, rich. I said everything I wanted. I want him to be financially stable. I want us to have a good life financially. I want all these things. I want him to be close to his family. Look, that whole damn list. And I was, bitch, you ain't even half the day. Some of those things you need to work on. Why you want him to be ambitious and you procrastinate? Why you want him to be diligent and you can't even wake up at 7 a.m. every morning when you set your alarm, you press snooze. So instead of, you want him to be a family man, you ain't talked to your mama in 6 months. And you worried about him being a family man. You fix your family shit, you know? So one way I know my man is coming is because I am getting ready. I made that list and then I wrote down every single thing that man would need in a woman. Okay, if he's ambitious and he's healthy and he's athletic and he got abs, you think he want a lazy, burger eating, fry eating woman on his couch that can't cook him? You know, what type of woman does that man need?
So good.
And I slowly tried to become that woman. You want all these things in a man. You're not even half the things on the list that you want.
That's a hard.
So what type of woman would he need?
That's a hard.
You want him to have a six-pack. You want him to be athletic. You ain't been in the gym in 7 months, ma'am. Worried about him being athletic. Get your ass off the couch. So I tried to become the woman that I feel like this list my husband would need. And I feel like I am fulfilling that list. I ain't 100%, but I am starting to check things off.
I wish I could tell everything. I wish I could tell everything to everyone about all the work that we've been doing and what I've seen you do even on your own. But like the thing that you just mentioned is the most important part of it, because we have this idea in our mind of what we want as a man, but we don't necessarily do what serves that man. Like we aren't who that man yet
needs. Yep.
And that is a process within itself that we have to work on self.
Yep.
And like, there's things that I see that you do that I'm just like, wow, I didn't even have to tell her to do that. She's just a phenomenal woman as she is. And something on top of that. And so like just the holding you accountable, you literally are doing the work. So that's why I believe that it's coming. I wanted to hear what your perception was, but I see it in what you're doing for yourself. And then, you know, when I am getting in that ass, even though I get on your nerves.
Spicy be like, y'all, she don't call me B Simone. She be like, Braylon, you have to do the work. I'm like, I know. I don't even look in the phone. I'll be like,
you get your little whiny.
I feel like I'll get it in trouble. My feelings be so hurt. Like you hurt your own feelings because you ain't doing it.
But then I see you do it though. And here's the difference.
Yeah. I get to it.
You get to work. You know how to execute. And I think that women are missing that step. Women and men are missing the execution step. Are you making room in your life to do the work for your romantic life and to manifest this healthy relationship in 2021? If you're not doing the work, if you can't tell me something that you do on a daily basis, if you're not doing something to feed your love life consistently, right? The same way that you would if you're trying to get healthy, the same way you would if you're trying to make money, you're going to do something daily to nourish that. But if you're not nourishing your love life and your spirit on a daily basis with something, and I don't care if it's just saying hi to a man walking down the street. I don't care if it's like telling your friend you're single set you up. I don't care if it's telling yourself affirmations of I love you, whatever that thing is, you have to work on yourself on a daily basis. And one of the exercises that we do is what is the man that you're looking for, want in a woman, and being able to really assess, like, am I that woman? And if not, how do I become that? And some of us need accountability partners for that. And I think that you are just so incredible in knowing, like, okay, I need a team for things that I am trying to accomplish. And that means you're willing to do, and by any means necessary, I'm willing to grow.
Yep.
And so those of you who are living in fear, I need you to emulate what this woman is trying to do in her intentions and like her purpose-driven mindset, because I promise you, we will have your purpose mate this year. I know it. I believe it without a fact. In my heart and soul, we will have him. Like, I feel it to my core.
Because I only got a couple more years so I'm trying to pop out some babies. So we got to hurry up, girl. We got to hurry up.
I will bet money on anything that tries to come forward and say, like, my bet is on you. And so I'm here for it and I love it. You are going to tell us a little bit right now though about B Simone Beauty, because this is like a brand that you created from the ground up. Mm-hmm. And I want you to get like subscribers. I want you to get people who understand that, like, part of self-love is that self-care and, you know, the beauty that we invest in, you know, ourselves. Cause I know when I do my face or, you know, I beat myself, like, shoot, I be feeling sexy. Like,
you feel good. You look good. You feel good.
Yes. Like
my friend always says, dress the way you want to be addressed. And I'll be looking like a bum. I'll be like, damn.
I like that. Dress the way you want to be addressed.
I'll be like, damn, I'm in sweats every day.
You know,
but but yeah, B Simone Beauty is my baby. I worked on the formula I have it on my lips right now. I'm gonna send you a package, Spicy. It's thick, it's creamy, it's pigmented. And just like with my personal brand, I wanted to put a little bit of that in B Simone Beauty and be like, look, even with our colors, I manifest with our colors: visionary, billionaire, CEO, time will tell, time heals all. You're my boyfriend, girl. We claiming it. That's your man, girl. You know,
I love that.
The names, baby boy, baby girl, like
yes.
Forever young. You want to feel youthful. Always, never lose that childlike energy. You know, I'm not saying be childish, but I do want to feel forever young. The older we get, yes, free, you know. So the names even manifest. I put that into my brand. We manifest through the brand.
Can I get a spicy color? Can you give me a spicy red?
I know.
Can I get a shout out?
Can I
manifest me a spicy red color?
Right. That's a good idea. Spicy.
You want to live a spicy life?
Like in the orange or the red family.
Yes.
Something like that. That's lit.
Give your own shout out.
we need to do a promo code. SpicyLife 20. Something.
Yes.
You know? But I like positivity in the brand. So even all of our marketing, it's easy to market when you believe in something and it's organic. All of my marketing is like this theme for New Year's is hit the ground running. We're hitting the ground running and we're chasing our dreams this year. We're not waiting. We're not moving slow. We don't want to make impulsive decisions, but if you want that promotion, what are we doing to get there? If you want to get on stage, what are we doing to get over, hit the ground running? So B Simone Beauty is just my baby. You can go to bsimonebeauty.com. We always have positive messaging. I send out text messages all the time. If you need motivation, 404-666-8175. I always send out positive messaging and promo codes through that number. And it's just, I love my brand. I worked on the formula. It's not private label. Thank you. I worked on the packaging, everything.
Okay. What if I'm someone who I wear makeup? Like I love to wear makeup. I just don't know how to do it. Are you giving tutorials? Like, can you give a session?
We not sessions, but look now. I ain't no makeup artist, but we do have makeup artists. But
I'm gonna try to do what you did, and mine's not gonna look like that.
Girl, please. You don't need all this. I got a full face of makeup.
I want color.
We do, and I stress the importance of a lip liner. I've done lip things on that on YouTube and showing women of color that you can wear bright colors and not be scared of a hot pink if you have beautiful chocolate skin, and not be scared of a bright orange. And every color can go on from fairest skin to beautiful chocolate melanated skin. With lip liner. Lip liner would instantly change the look. You have the perfect lip liner, you can do any color.
I want the block him that you posted.
I know, block him.
I don't have lip liner on right now, and my lips could be looking bigger if I put my lip liner on.
Plump. I know. I always overline.
Dang it! I need all this stuff, but I'm so proud of the empire that you've built.
Thank you.
You are going to this is going to continue to be something that you
to grow. Yeah.
What can we look forward to that's coming up? With your line, like what should we expect in 2021?
New products, new colors drop on February 1st. It is a limited edition Valentine's Day bundle. Y'all, these colors, I'm telling you, y'all gonna love them. February 1st, bsimonebeauty.com. Get ready because I know they're gonna sell out. And new products. We only have lip liner and lip gloss right now. A few accessories, necklaces, and apparel. But as far as makeup, just lip liner and lip gloss. But this year, lashes is a goal, bronzer, highlighter, just things, even a brow kit, so things like that. We're going to expand our products. Your brows are really, really good.
I've been trying to grow my brows for 7 years. Y'all who have been watching the video version of my podcast know it's been a struggle. Sometimes my brows can be like
so good.
My brows have been a struggle. Thank you for
so damn good.
Teresa for trying to help me get these brows back. But it's been a work in progress, girl. But I need that brow kit. I need it.
I got you.
I'm like, I want it all. Because also during this quarantine time, we haven't been doing as much makeup. We haven't been going out as much. We haven't been doing as much stuff where we've been, beautifying ourselves. And I think that we forget how good we feel about ourselves when we do
when you do that. Yeah.
Whether you got
you feel good.
To go or not. Just
you feel good.
Do it just to do it so that you can remember, how cute you are. And you're cute without makeup. But, it does enhance, it does make you feel a little bit more sexy and just the same way, you don't got to wear lingerie. You don't have to, wear sexy, panty and bra or light candles and all that, but it does something for your mood.
It sets the mood, the vibe.
Sets the mood. Yep. Yes. And mind you, when I do put makeup on, the first thing my husband says is, "Where are you going?" Like, oh, now he cares about what I'm doing. So sometimes I just put it on just to trick him. Oh
my gosh. Like to the kitchen.
Oh no, just testing B's makeup out. It's nothing.
Aww.
It's nothing. I am so proud of you and all the work that you do. We're gonna wrap up. I want tell offer codes, websites, all of that stuff that people can go to, and what
you guys
find you.
BSimoneBeauty.com, B Simone Beauty on Instagram. Follow us, get our email blast. Text messaging once again, 404-666-8175. Text me. Y'all, it's about 30,000 people texting me. I do personally send out the text message. I do text back. But sometimes if you don't get a text back, look now, I'm trying to answer 30,000 texts. It ain't gonna happen. So I try my best to respond every single day. And yeah, just keep following me, the B Simone on Instagram and Clubhouse. Me and Spicy do our room on Clubhouse on Sundays. Tune into that.
People ask me relationship advice.
But we are going to build something great with that. And hopefully you'll see us soon again together when the world open back up. Doing something in person. Yeah. We're
gonna end the show with the naked truth. I want everyone to make sure that they follow you and get all your products. But this last part, because I always need vulnerability, the naked truth. You're gonna tell me if you could body swap with anyone for the day and just live their life, who would you body swap with?
Oh my God, I want body, body swap.
Yep.
Okay, so not for their physical body, but just to live their life.
To live their life, but it could be their body too. Whoever you want, whatever is in your mind. Who the first person that came to mind is ooh, I would.
The first person when you said body swap was Tiana Taylor.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Okay.
Her body is just. I'm like, girl, I look at her body as I'm eating my carbs. I'm still working on that. That's on my list.
Her body is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Washboard, everything chiseled. I'm like,
she has a beautiful body to me.
Her body looks like it was carved from art, sculpted. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, you're gonna do one more naked truth. If you could have any superpower, what would that superpower be?
Ooh, that gave me chills. I was gonna say see the future, but I don't want that because what is life if you know the future? It needs to be a mystery. Superpower?
Yep, any superpower that a superhero had that you now would inherit this power.
Maybe be invisible so I can scare people.
Why do you want to scare people? Why would you be invisible?
Moving shit. I don't know. It's fun.
Okay, just for that, I'm asking you one more naked truth. Because that one, I
was gonna say time travel, go back to the past, but maybe that.
See, that was my next question. If you could travel to the future or to the past, what would you travel to? To the future to see and meet your future self and husband and kids, or to the past to meet some old family ancestors or relive?
Definitely the past.
I would go to the past?
Yeah, I don't want to know the future.
Oh, well, in that case, you got to tell us what point in your life you would go to the past for.
You know what? I think way far back to our ancestors and stuff. I would want to go to in a good way, but see my ancestors in the slave plantation. I'm that is so much strength. And our ancestors went through a lot of
crying.
I would definitely be crying. I'm emotional, but it will show. If my great went through that, what the hell are you complaining about?
That's so powerful. I just got chills right now. You are absolutely right.
This ain't, our ancestors did a lot of shit for us. I would want to go back and just see them, talk to them, hold them, and be like, you're doing this for me.
Right.
Not for me, but that was sounding
no, but it's true.
But you're doing this for your future generations.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
just
powerful.
I'm really into historic movies. So when I watch Antebellum or
emotional when I see them, and my grandfather who lived to 102 would share stories with me about sharecropping when he was because he was alive for sharecropping. He was a sharecropper, and his father and father's father was a slave, and he would share stories about it, and I would just be crying. I'm like, so I can't even imagine
sad.
Stories that he would share because I don't, but you bring up such a good point though. We would have so much more appreciation and gratitude and be able to
understanding.
Conquer.
We don't know half of the shit they went through. So I would go back to that time and put it in a positive note. It'll make me be more grateful and less complaining.
That's such a good one. Okay, I love it. So, B, once again, you're going to tell us, we're wrapping up. Once again, you're going to tell us where to find you. Last time,
Yes.
tell them one more time.
The B Simone, BSimoneBeauty.com, 404-666-8175. Text me. And y'all, look, whenever I say 666, people, oh my God, Google what 666 means. It's a beautiful angel number, so I don't want to hear it.
Thank you. Okay, make sure you guys reach out to her and get all the beautiful products. You guys can always play with my Twitter or stroke my Instagram at SpicyMari. Go to TheSpicyLife.com, click and subscribe, download this episode, share with someone who needs to get out of maybe a toxic relationship into a healthy one for 2020.
Yes.
But everything that B has shared, I mean, she's dropping gems on you guys and she's continuously growing. And I love that you guys are able to grow, you know, with us even in this journey. And there you guys have it. You have just been spiced.
The Spicy